and welcome to Swayam MOOC Kannada Language Learning Series. My name is Varsha T. Nayak and I am excited to guide you through today's lesson. In our previous classes, we have covered several important grammar points that form the foundation of Kannada language learning. We started by exploring the Kannada script, which is truly a marvel in itself. We explored various forms of possessive marker a in Kannada and how it affects different types of nouns. Here's a quick recap of the key points covered. Possessive marker with internal changes, human nouns ending with a. When a is added, na is increment to the noun. For example, Maga plus a, Magana, sons. Rama plus a, Ramana, Ramas. Possessive marker with e or a ending nouns. Nouns ending with e or a, whether human or non-human, take ya as an increment. For example, Ravi plus a becomes Raviya, Ravis. Nai plus a becomes Naiya, dogs. Possessive marker with neuter nouns ending with u. For neuter nouns ending with u, in is added before a to form the possessive. For example, Colleju plus a becomes Collegina, Collegina of the college. Similarly, Kadu plus a becomes Kadina, Kadina of the forest. By now, I hope that all of you are able to confidently identify the characters in the Kannada script and are comfortable reading the lessons. This is a huge milestone in your language learning journey and I am proud of the progress each of you has made so far. In today's class, we will be diving into the concept of possessive or genitive markers in Kannada. This is an essential grammar point that will help you express possession and relationships between people, objects and concepts in Kannada. So let's get started and learn how to use possessive markers correctly in different contexts. To begin, let's first understand what possessive forms are using examples from English and then we will relate them to Kannada. Now let's proceed further with possessive forms with a added to the names or nouns ending in u with win addition. In Kannada, when a possessive suffix a is added to nouns or names ending in u, a slight change occurs in their formation. The final u is retained but win is added before the possessive marker a. This process allows for the retention of the final sound of the noun while indicating possession. Let me explain. When the noun or name ends in u, the possessive marker a is added along with the suffix win. The important distinction here is that the final u is not dropped unlike in nouns ending in u. Instead, the noun retains its original form and win is inserted before the possessive marker a. This construction conveys the possessive relationship similar to the English possessive form with apostrophe s or preposition of. Let's look at a few examples where names or nouns ending in u take the possessive form win. Hasu plus a becomes Hasuvina, Hasuvina, which means of the cow. For example, Hasuvina halu, Hasuvina halu, the cow's milk. Guru plus a becomes Guruvina, Guruvina, which means of the guru. For example, Guruvina Ashirvada, Guruvina Ashirvada, the blessings of Guru. Karu plus a becomes Karuvina, Karuvina, which means of the calf. Similarly, we have Raju plus a becomes Rajuvina, Rajuvina, which means of Rajus. Neetu plus a becomes Neetuvina. Neetuvina. Adding a to the following nouns ending in u. Now let's practice adding the possessive marker a with win to the following nouns that end in u sound. Pashu plus a becomes Pashuvina. Pashuvina, of the animal. Bandhu plus a becomes Bandhuvina. Bandhuvina, which means of the relative. Sanju plus a becomes Sanjuvina. Sanjuvina, which means of Sanju. Ramu plus a becomes Ramuvina. Ramuvina, which means of Ramu. Magu plus a becomes Maguvina. Maguvina, which means of the child. For example, Maguvina Nagu. Maguvina Nagu, the smile of a child. Somu plus a becomes Somuvina. Somuvina. This rule of adding vin before a is an interesting feature in Kannada that reflects the language's structure in marking possession when adding the possessive. Here the u sound is preserved and vin is inserted before the marker. I hope it is clear till now. To summarize, we explored the possessive forms that occur with the possessive marker a when it is added to nouns or names ending in u. These nouns retain their u's ending and take the suffix vin before the possessive marker a, and we discussed several examples. I am repeating this for your clarity. Now let's explore possessive forms with a added to neuter nouns ending in a and the in addition. In Kannada, when the possessive suffix a is added to neuter nouns ending in a, the form undergoes a modification where the final a is replaced with the before the possessive marker is added. This rule specifically applies to neuter nouns and gives the possessive structure a distinct form. When neuter nouns end in a and the possessive marker a is added, the a at the end of the noun is replaced with the, and the possessive marker a is added to the form of the possessive. It may sound a little confusing, but let me explain. The possessive relationship is conveyed in a similar way to the English possessive apostrophe s or the preposition of. This modification ensures that the possessive form sounds natural and flows smoothly in Kannada. Let's observe a few examples where neuter nouns ending in a take the possessive marker a after the addition of the. Desha plus a becomes Deshada. Deshada. Please note that Desha is ending with a sound, and we will retain that a sound along with the new possessive marker a, and we will add the as an additional possessive form. So it becomes Deshada. Deshada, which means of the country. For example, Deshada Itihasa. Deshada Itihasa, the country's history. Bharata plus a becomes Bharatada. Bharatada, which means of India. Bharatada Rajadhani Delhi. Bharatada Rajadhani Delhi. India's capital is Delhi. Karnataka plus a becomes Karnatakada. Karnatakada, which means of Karnataka. Kannada plus a becomes Kannadada. Kannadada, which means of Kannadada. Now let's practice adding a to following neuter nouns ending in a with the addition. Mara plus a becomes marada. Marada, which means of the tree. Marada hannu. Marada hannu, the tree's fruit. Pustaka plus a becomes pustakada. Pustakada, which means of the book. For example, pustakada hesaru. Pustakada hesaru, the book's name. Gida plus a becomes gidada. Gidada, of the plant. Gidada ele. Gidada ele, the plant's leaf. Cinema plus a becomes cinemada. Cinemada, of the cinema. A cinemada nirdeshakaru. A cinemada nirdeshakaru, the director of that film. Dina plus a, dinada. Dinada, of the day. Rajya plus a becomes rajyada. Rajyada, which means of the state. To summarize, we learned about the possessive forms of neuter nouns ending in a when the possessive marker a is added. We saw that the final a is replaced with the and then the possessive marker a is appended to form the possessive. This rule helps us form possessive nouns that indicate ownership or association with the noun in question. I hope this explanation helps you understand the possessive form formation in Kannada better. Now let's explore the possessive forms with numerals and neuter pronouns. In Kannada, when numerals and neuter pronouns are used with possessive marker a, they follow a unique rule where ar is added to form the possessive. This increment is specifically used with numerals and neuter pronouns to indicate possession or a relation. Let's break this down in detail. When numerals such as 1, 10, 100 and neuter pronouns are added with possessive marker a, the final vowel or ending sound of the numeral is replaced with ar before the possessive marker is added. This change ensures that the possessive form sounds fluent and consistent in Kannada. Let me explain it with some examples. Let's look at how possessive form is formed. Adu plus a becomes adara. Adara. Please note that ar is added here. So, adu plus a becomes adara. Adara means of that. Vandu plus a becomes vandara. Vandara, which means of one. Hattu plus a becomes hattara. Hattara, which means of 10. Nuru plus a becomes noorara. Noorara, which means of hundreds. For example, Vandara Nanya, a 1 rupee coin. Hattara notu, a 10 rupee note. Noorara notu, a 100 rupee note. Similarly, we have Yeshtu plus a, which becomes Yeshtara. Yeshtara, which means of how much. There's a special case, possessive forms for Magalu and Makkalu. When Magalu, daughter, and Makkalu, children, take possessive marker a, there is a slight modification. The final u drops and a is added to form the possessive. This is a special case and does not follow the general rule for numerals. Magalu plus a becomes Magala. Magala. For example, Magala hesaru, which means daughter's name. Similarly, Makkalu plus a becomes Makkala. Makkala, which means of children. We can say Makkala Atike. Makkala Atike, which means children's toys. To summarize, numerals and certain neuter pronouns take as an increment when the possessive marker a is added. The final vowel u changes to to indicate possession. Special nouns like magalu, daughter, and makkalu, children, follow a different rule. The final u drops and the possessive marker a is directly added. This rule helps maintain the natural flow of possessive forms in Kannada, especially when numerals or pronouns are involved. To summarize, we explored the possessive forms for numerals and neuter pronouns in Kannada. We learned that is added when possessive markers are applied to numerals and neuter pronouns, while magalu and makkalu take a slightly different form with a. By understanding these patterns, we can correctly form possessive structures in Kannada and use them accurately in our sentences. Dear students, now let's look at a sample conversation including possessive markers.
ಅಕ್ಕ, ಅದು ಮಹಾಭಾರತದ ಕತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್, ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಆಫ್ ಮಹಾಭಾರತ?
ಹೌದು, ಅದು ಮಹಾಭಾರತದ ಕತೆ. ಎಸ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಆಫ್ ಮಹಾಭಾರತ.
ಅದು ಕೌರವರು ಮತ್ತು ಪಾಂಡವರ ಕತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಆಫ್ ಕೌರವಾಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪಾಂಡವಾಸ್?
ಹೌದು, ಅದು ಪಾಂಡವರು ಮತ್ತು ಕೌರವರ ಕತೆ. ಎಸ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಆಫ್ ಪಾಂಡವಾಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕೌರವಾಸ್.
ಅದರ ನಾಯಕ ಯಾರು? ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಹೀರೋ?
ಅರ್ಜುನ. ಅರ್ಜುನ.
ಅರ್ಜುನ ಯಾರ ಮಗ? ಹೂಸ್ ಸನ್ ಈಸ್ ಅರ್ಜುನ?
ಅರ್ಜುನ ಪಾಂಡುವಿನ ಮಗ. ಅರ್ಜುನ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಾಂಡು.
ಅರ್ಜುನನ ತಾಯಿಯ ಹೆಸರು ಏನು? ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅರ್ಜುನಸ್ ಮದರ್ಸ್ ನೇಮ್?
ಅರ್ಜುನನ ತಾಯಿಯ ಹೆಸರು ಕುಂತಿದೇವಿ. ಅರ್ಜುನಸ್ ಮದರ್ಸ್ ನೇಮ್ ವಾಸ್ ಕುಂತಿದೇವಿ.
ಭೀಮ ಯಾರು? ಅರ್ಜುನನ ಅಣ್ಣನೋ ತಮ್ಮನೋ? ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ಭೀಮ? ಅರ್ಜುನಸ್ ಎಲ್ಡರ್ ಬ್ರದರ್ ಆರ್ ಯಂಗರ್ ಬ್ರದರ್?
ಭೀಮ ಅರ್ಜುನನ ಅಣ್ಣ. ಭೀಮ ಇಸ್ ಅರ್ಜುನಸ್ ಎಲ್ಡರ್ ಬ್ರದರ್.
ಅಭಿಮನ್ಯು ದ್ರೌಪದಿಯ ಮಗನು ಚಿತ್ರಾಂಗದೆಯ ಮಗನು? ಈಸ್ ಅಭಿಮನ್ಯು ದ್ರೌಪದೀಸ್ ಸನ್ ಆರ್ ಚಿತ್ರಾಂಗದಾಸ್ ಸನ್?
ಅಭಿಮನ್ಯು ಚಿತ್ರಾಂಗದ ಮಗನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ದ್ರೌಪದಿಯ ಮಗನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಅವನು ಸುಭದ್ರೆಯ ಮಗ. ಅಭಿಮನ್ಯು is neither the son of Draupadi nor the son of Chitrangada. He is the son of Subhadra.
ಭೀಮನ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಯಾರು? ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ಭೀಮಾಸ್ ವೈಫ್?
ಭೀಮನ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಕೂಡ ದ್ರೌಪದಿ. ಭೀಮಾಸ್ ವೈಫ್ is also Draupadi.
ದ್ರೌಪದಿ ಯಾರ ಮಗಳು? ಹೂಸ್ ಡಾಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ದ್ರೌಪದಿ?
ದ್ರುಪದ ದೇಶದ ರಾಜ ದ್ರುಪದನ ಮಗಳು. ಡಾಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ ದ್ರುಪದ ಆಫ್ ದ್ರುಪದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ.
ನಕುಲ ಸಹದೇವ ಪಾಂಡುವಿನ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲವಾ? ನಕುಲ ಸಹದೇವ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಸನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪಾಂಡು, ಇಸ್ಂಟ್ ಇಟ್?
ಹೌದು. ಎಸ್. Now, as we have reached the end of the video, let's do a quick recap of possessive forms in Kannada. In today's lesson, we explored various forms of possessive marker a in Kannada and how it affects different types of nouns. Here's a quick recap of the key points covered. Possessive marker with nouns ending in u, retaining u. When a is added to nouns ending with u, win is added. For example, hasu plus a becomes hasuvina, hasuvina of the cow. Similarly, guru plus a becomes guruvina of the guru. Possessive marker with neuter nouns ending with a. For neuter nouns ending with a, the is added before a. For example, desha plus a becomes deshada of the country. Karnataka plus a becomes Karnatakada of Karnataka. Possessive marker with numerals and neuter pronouns. When numerals and neuter pronouns are involved, the increment ar is added to the possessive form structures. For example, adu plus a becomes adara, of that. Hattu plus a becomes hattara, of 10. Special case for magalu and makkalu. The final u drops and the a is added directly. For example, magalu plus a becomes magala, of daughter. Makkalu plus a becomes makkala, of children. To conclude, today we have comprehensively explored how the possessive marker a interacts with different types of sounds in Kannada for shaping the possessive form. We began by understanding how human nouns ending in a undergo internal changes, taking na as an addition. Then we examined how human and non-human sounds, particularly those ending with e or a, take ya when the possessive marker is applied. We also learned how neuter nouns ending in u take either in or win depending on the context, while nouns ending in a take the for possessive forms. A significant point of today's lesson was recognizing the different behavior of numerals and neuter pronouns when combined with the possessive marker. These take er as an increment to indicate possession, which helps in distinguishing between other forms of the possessive. In addition, we covered the exceptional cases of magalu and makkalu, which follow a slightly different pattern where the final u drops and the possessive form directly takes a. Here's the key takeaway. By understanding these rules, learners will be able to form possessive structures accurately in Kannada, enhancing both the grammatical knowledge and language fluency. In our next class, we'll explore more complex structures like datives in Kannada. Keep practicing these forms and feel free to ask questions if you have any doubts. Thank you for joining today's class, and I look forward to continuing our exploration in Kannada. Thank you. Namaskara.